Healing is a journey of boundless transformation. When we heal, we make room for our betterment and bring more fulfillment to our lives. But how does that happen? Well, we make room for our inner peace by letting go of our past emotional wounds. We know how to let go when we know how to heal. We learn to focus more on what matters and what aligns with us. We learn to focus on the things that we are blessed with. We learn to focus on things that make us more joyful in a soulful sense. We learn to recognize our own gifts and strengths. Instead of dwelling on the hurt and pain and our past wounds, we build ourselves by applying our strengths and learn to leverage the qualities we have been already blessed with. This healing gives us a new direction to our life. It helps us to embrace life with more love and joy and recognize all the good that it can offer. A lot of our emotional pain and baggage comes from our lack of effort. We hold on to our pain subconsciously, unwilling to loosen ourselves because pain gives us an identity and we cling to it. So, towards the end of this year, I want you to take simple steps that would bring more healing to your life, and you will be able to see it in a better light. Seeing life in a better light does not mean that you won't have any negatives or pain, but you will be able to deal with those better. You will be able to focus more on the good than the bad. A lot of the time, we unconsciously focus more on the bad. Our brains have a negative bias, but life is short. Why don't we make it more beautiful by focusing on the good and truly allow ourselves to feel better? In doing so, we would do justice to ourselves. So, let us go through these quick and easy steps we need to follow in our daily life that will aid us in our self healing journey. Number 1, align with the things you love to do. Think of your hobbies, or think of that one activity that always gives you joy. For me, it is writing and painting. For you, it might be something else. Think of that activity that you have not been doing more of. An activity that used to excite you before whenever you embarked on it. Maybe life took over, maybe you ran out of time. But whenever you see others doing that activity, it takes you back to those happier days of yourself enjoying that activity. What if you could get into it again? Do it one more time without care, not for somebody, not to earn something for it, but just for the sheer joy of doing it, of again engaging with an activity that makes you forget time, that makes you spend hours on it without even knowing. It is time to get back to it. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it if you are often busy. Just a few minutes would do. For example, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Minutes as such are wasted anyway. It's easy to lose track of time in mindless activities like scrolling our phones. So, let us use those minutes to rebuild ourselves with our most loved activity. This act of aligning with your best chores or hobbies would help you to find a way back to yourself. You would feel less hurt when you are engaged with the things you love. Doing the things that we love, engaging with our passions, artistically revive us and allow us to heal with care. Also, you can make it a group activity or go to social media for inspiration, because social media has segregated people in a way that makes it easier to find like-minded people, to find people who love that same activity. You can look at profiles or search for groups that center around that activity. You would feel less alone. For example, for someone like me who loves art, I can search and find a lot of Instagram pages dedicated to art, and those are some really good art. So many people are doing good stuff in this particular area. Similar is the case for other areas as well. Number 2, practicing gratitude. The power of gratitude cannot be overlooked while we are looking for deep healing. Why? Because it rewires our negative mind. Like I mentioned at the beginning, our brains have a negative bias, and we are always unconsciously focusing on the bad that's happening in our lives. The people who have hurt us, our pain, our lack, our weaknesses. We focus more on these things. But having such a mindset is an obstacle. It doesn't let us see things clearly. We might have more good than bad, for example, more strengths than weaknesses, more good people in our lives than the bad, more good things happening to us than the bad, more good things we are surrounded by than the bad. But we can forget to pay attention to all of these. As a result, we become miserable by thinking of all the bad that exists. We should be aware of the bad, but let us also learn to focus on the positives. You can do this one activity. List out all the good things around you and observe them carefully. List out all your good habits, the good friends and relationships, your strengths, your skills, the prosperity in your life in the form of a good house, for example, or a good family life, for example. Through this process, you might witness how much you have been truly blessed with, and this would make you feel more satisfied with your life. You would be more happy and willing to accept the bad and leverage the good, thus healing yourself from the thoughts of lack and misery. Number 3, align with nature. It has always been widely stated that nature is the best healer. It holds true every day and will hold true for the rest of your lives. Whenever you are stuck or in a rut, go outside. Be present and witness for yourself the life force that moves through nature. Observe everything. Observe the life that is in the smallest of things. A bird flying past you with a twig in its beak, the slow movement of the leaves and flowers, the trees in their full glory, the field of paddy at front of you, the play of the breeze, the shape of the clouds, and the tint of them at different times of the day. Witness the movement of everything, the flowers, the breeze, the leaves, and the beings of nature like the birds. Listen to the sounds and rhythm of these moments. Sound of the weather. For example, if it is a rainy day, pay attention to the sound of the rain. Pay attention to the variety of sounds that birds make. There's a range of bird sounds. We do not pay attention to it sometimes, but now is a good time to give birds our attention and observe their details, their sounds, and their movement. You will feel more alive just then. You will move with the beings of nature. You will be more present, and this presence aligned with something so vivid and creative like nature will heal you and will lead you to that peace that you have been hankering for. Stay amidst nature every day. Make it your routine. Go for walks, run a mile, do anything that gets you out and allows you to be with the natural world. Number 4, talk positively to yourself. Guide yourself through your own voice. Affirm positive things. Science has proven that affirmations can rewire our brain. As I mentioned, a lot of the time, without even realizing, we subconsciously hold on to negative thoughts, and the worst part is that these replay in our minds over and over again, and this leads us to act in the same way. We all know that thoughts lead to actions. Thoughts like, oh, I'm so underconfident, oh, I'm not smart, might actually make us believe in them and make us act in an underconfident and shy manner or act in a dumb manner. The reality might be very different, but because we believe in these thoughts, we become them and align with them. We need to dig into ourselves to truly know our strengths and weaknesses. A lot of the time, the things that we think of as our weaknesses are actually our perceived weaknesses. They are not real. We should be aware of our true weaknesses and work on them, but we should not forget to recognize our strengths and leverage them. So affirm yourself with positive, healing thoughts like, I am strong, I am bold, I am healthy. This would make you act in a strong manner, in a bold manner, make you feel more healthy and alive in your body. Negative self-beliefs prolong the healing, so take care that you talk positively to yourself. If you need a guide in this regard, you can listen to positive healing affirmations on YouTube. Here's one from a beautiful channel called Lavender that I personally love. It's about healing and letting go. You can try this out. Number 5, journal about your thoughts and emotions. We do not know what's going on in our minds all the time. Sometimes we think we know, but our mind is replaying 1,000 things 1,000 times over. And to get into the root of a problem, we need to analyze these thoughts. Which one of them is repetitive? Which one of them are negative self beliefs? What emotion am I reliving always? What is that memory associated with the emotion? Why am I holding on to this emotion? What is the root cause of it? We can go through all of these questions and even find solutions to these through the process of journaling. Journaling involves writing these thoughts and emotions down. This helps us to analyze the emotions better. We see a clearer picture, and at times, through writing, we might also get our answers. We might see the unnecessary thoughts that we are holding on to. We might witness how one thought or emotion is dominating our senses and, in turn, our life. For example, there is a certain memory that shook your self confidence. You might be wondering why I feel so underconfident in every situation. It feels like you have been underconfident forever, but that is not the case. When you journal out the reasons about what makes you feel underconfident, what led you to become underconfident in the first place, you might see the clearer picture. Find out the root cause, that is, the effect of that particular incident, which has been subconsciously replaying in your memory. You might witness patterns associated with your past memory. With a bit of effort, you might be able to reshape these patterns. You might be able to detach yourself from the memories that are holding you back. You might let go of the repetitiveness of those negative emotions associated with the memory if you understand them properly through your writing. In short, to have a better control of your emotions, you need to understand them first, and journaling helps you exactly with that. Number 6. Frequent the places or spaces that spark joy. We all have our favorite haunts, places that we would love to go again and again because something about those, their vibe, attracts us and makes us more joyful. It might be a simple case, say a favorite restaurant that serves us our favorite food, or the aesthetic interiors that fuel our inner artist. It might be a spot in the nature that helps us to be in tune with the environment. It might be a bookstore or a clothes store. The importance of small things that spark joy cannot be disregarded. Sometimes we live for these small things, and going to our favorite spots in our cities or towns can be a small thing, but if it is important to us, if the very act of going to that place makes us happy, then we should do it. It will bring us closer to our healed selves. If we are able to focus on our joys through these small things, then there will be less time and space for the hurtful things, for our pain. Number 7. Practice taking deep breaths. Deep breaths lessen the anxiety, heal our nervous system physically, not just emotionally. This physical healing also benefits us emotionally because everything is connected. We can take deep breaths in general, that is to set a timer for ourselves, say 10 minutes, and sit in a comfortable position and do deep inhaling and exhaling. Or we can do guided breathing sessions through YouTube, or we can practice yogic breathing techniques like Anulom Vilom or alternate nostril breathing. Practices as such are also available for free on YouTube. You can follow these easily. Just type yogic breathing or pranayama. Pranayama means yogic regulation of breath, and it is a very useful practice to rewire your nervous system and get in touch with your breath. Number 7. Follow inspiring people or people that you admire. They may be anyone, from a social media personality to a global leader. Follow them on social media, read blogs about them or written by them. Watch their podcasts or interviews, follow their lifestyle, their good habits and routine. Don't copy them blindly, but learn from them. Observe the things that you can learn from them. things that you can apply to your daily life. You can do this helpful practice of listing down 10 things of what you love about that person and why. How does their work inspire you? How do they affect your self-healing or self-growth journey? Maybe that person overcame a certain health disorder or they overcame an addictive habit. Sometimes in their life journey, they might have had the same kind of limitations or weaknesses that you have now. See how they overcame those, because if they can, you can too. Watch out for these positives and use them in your favor. Use them to build your self determination, your courage, your willpower. You will automatically glow up and be the better healed version of yourself in this way. Number 8. Practice being present or being mindful. We can take simple steps to be mindful. For example, allowing ourselves to do activities that get us into a flow state, like that favorite hobby you have in which you immerse yourself and forget the hours. Or do one simple thing at a time and promise to yourself that you will focus only on that activity and nothing else. You can start with simple tasks. Do those with more care and awareness and mindfulness. For example, if you are journaling, truly focus on that. Focus on the words, the act of writing, focus on the page. Also, there are some specific activities that nurtures mindfulness like yoga, meditation, deep breathing, reading a book, exercise, walking, etc. Do those activities and you will feel the power of presence. You can also do guided meditation sessions on YouTube or guided breathing on YouTube to experience the pleasure of being mindful. Or you can choose your own loved activity and do it every now and then with care and awareness. The act of being present helps you to keep the past at bay. It helps you to be fully present with life, because life is happening at the moment, at this particular moment. The past is gone and the future does not even exist. So when you do things with more awareness and mindfulness, you can live life more fully. Of course, it is not always easy, but it is a continuous practice. You will grow with this act of mindfulness. Number 9. Surround yourself with good people. People who bring out the best in you. People with whom you align, with whom your values, your motto aligns. Sometimes we are not able to choose the people we form friendships with. Sometimes we are meant to cross someone's paths even when we do not align with them or feel hurt by them. We cannot always control who we surround ourselves with, but look for what you can control. Look for the friendships that inspire you. Focus on those friendships more. Work more on those. Nurture those and try to never let those people go. We would ultimately meet all sorts of people in our life that we cannot control. But there are elements even in these cases that we can control. Develop your intuition in a way that you understand your already existing relationships in a better light and the kind of people you know are good for you spiritually and emotionally, the kind of people who are your well-wishers. Focus more on them and grow with them together. Number 10. Come back to love and forgiveness. When I say come back to love and forgiveness, it implies that human beings have the innate and natural quality to be loving and forgiving. Both loving and forgiving are correlated. Now hear me out. Forgiving doesn't mean we forget the wrong someone did to us or the hurt they caused. That's not the purpose of forgiving. We may not let a person back into our life. We may not stay connected with that person, but send forgiveness in their way even when it seems hard to forgive. Because ultimately, not forgiving, being resentful, holding a lot of anger towards others, holding grudges, only affects us by the end of the day. And if we truly love ourselves, we would learn to release all the pain, the resentment through forgiving. We want a better life for ourselves, right? We want to make space for the good things to enter. Forgiving will allow you to truly let go, breathe more freely, and most importantly, not to be attached to a person any longer. By this, I mean, even if you are not physically with a person, if you hold anger towards them, you are in some way connected to them. The best thing would be to let go of them both physically and emotionally, and in that way, you heal from the pain, the anger, the resentment, and become more joyful. So, these are some of the simple things that you can do every day to become your best healed self. Start small but be consistent, and then you can notice the difference. Do let me know what, according to you, is the most important task in your self healing journey. Till then, all the best and hope you have the greatest day ever.